On KOOL 101.7 with me this morning is Anthony Paule of the Frank Bay and Anthony Paule Band playing at the Bayfront Blues Festival Saturday at 7:10. Good morning.
Good morning, Chris. How you doing?
Very good, thank you. I'm very excited to have you guys here. I just before the interview, I was listening to a bunch of your music on your new record, Not Going Away.
Yeah, well, that came out in May, and we're very proud of it. It's our third release. And I guess I'm particularly proud of the fact that 10 of the 12 tracks are original, and that's kind of the direction our band is taking.
It's not easy to write songs. I think everybody thinks that all musicians can just sit down and write something. It's not easy.
Well, it seems to be something some people do and some others don't. I mean, I know great musicians who write nothing at all. I mean, for example, Elvis never really wrote a song of his own, but
right.
It can be hard, and other times it just flows out. For instance, one morning I woke up with a song in my head, and I wrote the entire lyric out as fast as my pen could go. Yet other tunes we kind of belabor over, and they can be bits and pieces of tunes hanging around for years before they get finished. So it goes different ways.
I read a story one time that Paul McCartney said he still has songs laying around that him and John Lennon were working on.
Wow, I'd like to hear those.
I know, I think everybody else would too. Well, let's start with a little background on you, because whenever I do an interview for the Bayfront Blues Festival, I kind of talk around and see if there's anything people are wanting to ask about or know about. And a lot of people want to, they don't, when you're up on stage, they don't get to know where you're from and your beginnings.
At my very beginnings, I was born in South Africa to British parents who moved there after World War II.
Interesting.
And but as an infant, our family moved to Los Angeles area, and I was there until high school time. And I've spent most of my life in the Bay Area since that.
Okay.
With the exception of about 6 years when I lived in Madison, Wisconsin. So I was more or less in your neck of the woods.
Who were some of your influences that made you say, you know what, I can do that?
I had older brothers that were 9 and 10 years older, and they had quite a record collection. I'd hear a lot of blues from their records, and in particular, my oldest brother had a collection with one track by a blues guitar player named Elmore James, who was famous for playing slide guitar. That tune, the tune, which was called Sunnyland, just drove me out of my mind, and I had to do it, and that is kind of when I switched from playing clarinet to playing guitar and trying to figure out how to make my guitar sound like Elmore James.
What is your best day in the business?
Oh, the single best day, that's a hard thing to say, but well, we just got back from a truly fantastic almost 4 weeks in Europe, and playing some terrific festivals. We were, I think some of these were about as good as it gets, really. We played 10 days at the Umbria Jazz Festival in Italy, in a town called Perugia, which that's a festival that started in 1975, so this was its 40th year. That was fantastic. And then we moved on and played 3 days at the Poretta Soul Festival, in which we were the house band. So we not only did our sets with Frank, but we also backed up, about 6 other singers. And that was just a terrific time. And then some of the singers in the band moved on and played a festival for 2 nights in the Canary Islands. And the last night in the Canary Islands was pretty special. I read there were 10,000 people over the weekend at this festival, and it was pretty inspiring, I got to say, so.
Well, we are looking forward to having you guys up here at the Bayfront Blues Festival. You guys are playing Saturday at 7:10. I've got Anthony Paule on the phone with me from Frank Bay and Anthony Paule Band. It's always a great time the whole weekend, and listening to your stuff, I understand why everybody piles in there every year to hear great blues music.
I've never played the Bayfront before, and we are really looking forward to it. Many of my friends, I have quite a few friends, of course, that play blues music, and many of them have played the festival, and they all just speak very highly of, how the festival's run, and, just a great, great setup. And I know it's in its 20, in the 20-something year of the festival now?
27th year, 27 years of it.
Yeah, you don't. As a rule, a festival won't stay around that long unless it's pretty darn good.
Well, you guys have it easy too. The stage is right next to Lake Superior in the Bay.
Wow. Yeah.
So
Sounds great.
I'll warn you though, the lake is 58 degrees, so you don't want to take a dip before you go on.
Okay, I'll leave my swimming trunks at home. I've been through the town before, but never stopped, so I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Anthony Paule on the phone. Go ahead and give him a shameless plug, maybe a website where people can either discover you or learn more about you.
Right. Okay, here comes the shameless plug. Our website is baypaule.com, and that's both with an E, BEYPAULE.com. And we're also on Facebook, and it's the same thing, facebook.com/BayPaule, BEYPAULE.
There we go. And, of course, when people listening to this interview are listening on KOOL1017.com, and they'll be able to click on all those links and find you anywhere you are on the Internet. So thank
Terrific.
you.
And, from our website, of course, there are links to buy our music, which is available everywhere, iTunes, Amazon, pretty much anywhere you'd buy music online. It's available for CDs or downloads, whichever somebody prefers.
There we go. Anthony Paule, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Chris, and I'll look forward to seeing you this weekend.